Reflexive math for improving fluency with math skills in third grade. This presentation is by Jennifer Wallace. Table of contents, meeting agenda, vision statement, problem statement, intervention, and related articles. Reflex math, intervention 1, intervention 2, modified reflex with reflex math, pre-assessment data, post-assessment data, and next steps. The meeting agenda, we're going to come to order. I'm going to give you an overview of my mission statement. We're going to discuss the implementation of technology programs. Program Reflex Math for fluency of math facts should take about 15 minutes. And then we're going to discuss possible next steps. Here's my vision statement. My vision as an educator is to create a safe, healthy, student-centered learning environment. As a teacher leader, my vision is to inspire, empower teachers around me by effectively communicating and collaborating with teachers, administrators, and parents. I strive to create a growth mindset culture where students, teachers, and parents encourage students' growth and reflect on student learning. My vision is that a professional learning community, PLC, will focus on student learning and how to meet the diverse needs. PLCs will be used to engage in conversations that reflect student and teacher growth, reflection, and learning needs. With this vision in place, time spent in the classroom and PLCs will benefit administrators, teachers, and students. So the problem. I am doing an action research project. So I had to talk about a problem that I see in my classroom and throughout the school. So the problem I see in my classroom, I found that my students are struggling with fact fluency. Students within my class understand how to solve math facts through counting. Students struggle with using reasoning strategies to derive unknown facts and to develop mastery of math facts. Students are unsuccessful at developing essential conceptual understanding, which makes them at a disadvantage when solving or engaging in more advanced or higher level math work. So that was the problem that I saw in my classroom, and I also found throughout the school. The interventions articles. So I found two really great intervention articles. The first article was actually it's called "The Influence of Reflex Influence of Reflex Math Fact Fluency on Math Scores." So researchers have shown a correlation between students' math fact fluency and their achievement in a higher level. The study results show students' score after using the program for 1 year were significantly higher than students' scores before the program. Findings suggest that Reflex Math Fluency Program can be a valuable tool for elementary level students, especially boys who are learning basic math facts. Implications for positive social change include providing the school stakeholders with a policy recommendations that may influence students' access to additional instructional opportunities in math, which could in turn lead to improved student achievement in math over time. And you will see that I've cited this, and I've also provided you a link for this article. The next article I found was the effect of technology-assisted learning platform on multiplication, facts, and fluency. And self-efficiency. This study aimed to analyze the effect of technology-assisted learning platform on student multiplication, fluency, and self-efficiency. Results from this pre to post test also show significantly higher self-efficiency beliefs for students. Moby Max components such as incentives, motivational feedback, self-directed learning, and immediate feedback appear to create a positive learning structure for students. District and teachers and special education teachers should consider using this platform with structures to increase math achievement in fact fluency and self-efficiency. And once again, I provided you a link to this article. That is definitely a mouthful, but they're both very excellent articles. So let's talk about reflexive math. First of all, reflexive math uses research-proven method technologies that are using fact families to meet each individual student where they are. The program successfully supports students at grade level, at risk, and in special needs. It is adaptive and individualized. So if you have a student that needs basic addition and subtraction facts, you can put them on that, and where other students would need division and multiplication. The platform is effective for mastering basic facts in addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. It helps students better understand number concepts, fact families while playing games. The program works at the child's own pace, and it improves in difficulty as they move forward, as they accelerate through the program. Students gain quickly fact fluency, and they also gain confidence. They're enjoying what they're doing through the games. Reflex provides parents, teachers, and students with progress monitoring tools and celebrates the student's success. Students play for 20 minutes each day to reach a green light, which means they've met their goal for answering enough facts with accuracy for that day. So if you look over to the left-hand side, you will see I provided a student individual report. You can see this student has only used this program for 11 days. His starting fluency was 33 facts. The student gains 147 facts. He has, out of the past 7 days, he's got 3 green lights. And it kind of gives you an individual assessment of each student. You can also do reports for the class, but I really enjoy looking at the individual assessments. And the children also really want to know, like, how much have I grown? How many green lights can I have? And we celebrate it as a whole class. Daily interventions. So I did 2 intervention programs. Intervention 1 is for class 1. Now, this class did not have access to reflexive math only because the grant I wrote only provided me 40 licenses. So only the students that I teach math on a daily basis use this program. The other third grade teacher on my team does not have access to this, but he teaches the same content that I do in the same manner. We both use Eureka Math and the same lesson plans. So in the class 1, my teammates class, a variety of practices are used to encourage students to develop conceptual understanding, reasoning skills, and fact fluency. And this is what it includes. Growth mindset to create a positive learning environment. Look, we can make mistakes. It's okay to make mistakes. That's how we learn. This is what we teach in our class daily. We interweave skills by practicing skills in rotation or varying order rather than starting with one skill and leaving it after we master it. So for example, math fact worksheet could include multiplication and division problems and also some word problems to add complexity. We play fact games that include practice with all addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and using whiteboards. We also use vocabulary to include music with math. We practice daily with fluency drills from Eureka, which includes sprints, math games, and skill practice. So this is kind of my, not kind of, but this is a map of the fluency interventions used week 1 and week 2 in class 1, the class that's not receiving the reflexive math intervention. Just to kind of give you a way that you can browse through it. Daily interventions for class 2. The only difference between class 1 and class 2 is that class 2 is receiving reflexive math for 15 to 20 minutes a day, preferably 20 minutes, but at least 15 minutes a day. That is the only difference. They're receiving all the other interventions that class 1 is receiving. They're just receiving reflexive math. So if you look at my 2-week schedule, you will see, they're receiving the exact same interventions, just in addition, they're getting reflexive math. All right, well, here's my favorite part. Everybody who knows me knows I love data and love, being a math teacher. I love to map everything out. So I was able to look, I chose 8 students at random in each class. I made sure, if I had a high student in one group, I added a high student in the other group. Same thing, I have a SPED and I have ESL in each group. I wanted to make sure that my groups' populations were very similar. Looking at my first class, their pre-test scores was of 10%. Their post-test scores was 29%. So there's growth there. The average growth was 20%, which is amazing. I loved it. I love to see my kids grow, right? So this is class 1 that did not have reflexive math. Let's look at class 2. Reflexive class. So the assessment data for this class, the first class was 16%. That was their average pre-test score. The post-test score was 53%. And their average growth was 35%. So I did see an increase there with reflexive math. Let's talk about next steps. So next steps. Effectively increase my students' math achievement, specifically with fact fluency and self-efficiency. Students' growth in one class was 20%. Student growth in my second class, the reflexive class, was 35%. The reflex class improved 15% more on fluency and efficiency in a two-week time period. I'm going to continue to implement various practices to encourage students to develop conceptual understanding, reasoning, and fact fluency during my math and instruction. I'm going to continue to use reflex as a math fluency problem to help children achieve success. I'm also going to look for more cooperative games that help the students find success. In follow-on PLC meetings, I'm going to suggest that second grade through sixth grade teachers will share information about strategies effectiveness in class and make suggestions for improvement, specifically when teaching fluency. I think this is a school-wide problem and something that we all need to share. What is working in our classrooms? What can we do better? And how can we help each other grow as teachers? So I hope you have enjoyed this presentation, and feel free to give me feedback at any time. You have a great day.